Hey everybody, it's Emily. It is week 50, and our topic this week is changes on tea. And I know that as F2M sweethearts, this is a topic we cover quite often, but the changes are always different. We are all with our sweethearts at different points in their transitions. So, for example, Chance just hit 10 months on tea on the 18th of June. And there's some people whose partners are years, and there's some people whose partners are months. So I think it's good to do a check-in every once in a while, just so we all know how everybody's doing and how everybody's faring, and how that lovely substance really affects our partners. So Chance can't be here with me. He is he's not elsewhere. He's in the other room doing his homework. Sorry, I made it sound more dramatic than it was. So I took some notes from him. He helped me out a little bit. All right. Handy dandy notebook, as always. All right, so he started out with 0.3 cc's for the first month, and he was doing IM intramuscular, so the needles are just longer. And he had mega big syringes. He has since gotten thinner syringes, so he can more exact see the amount, the cc'age, if you will, that he needs. It's a lot better now. And then on the second month, he changed to 0.5, just because I think he got two different brands of tea, two different vials, and they were different dosages, so he wanted to try and fix that a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm schwitzing. It is really hot in my house. I'm sorry about that. So after the second month, he's been on 0.5. Some of you have watched my videos before. You know that my partner did 8 years of natural transition before he started tea. So that's supplements, estrogen blockers, testosterone boosters, and the like. If anybody has any questions, feel free to message the channel, leave a comment, and I will send you a list of what he used. Natural transition is slow and expensive, but if you're in a situation where you can't, come back to work a week later with a noticeably deeper voice, it might be the way to go, because it might give you the change that you need without being immediately noticeable to anybody around you directly. So that's natural transition. Let me know if you'll have any questions, and I'll get you some answers, hopefully. All right. The first change that we both noticed was his voice. He was already working on deepening his voice, just because he'd been out for a long time. The natural supplements helped a little bit, and then the rest of it was him coaching himself to deepen his voice more and more. So we noticed his voice change within days. Honestly, it was like it just dropped within days. And it's funny, he had to go up to his unit for the Army for drill, and he was like, "What am I gonna say?" I'm like, "Tell him you have a cold." He's like, "I gotta tell him I have a cold for the rest of my life." Point taken. So yeah, he just said he was working with a vocal coach to deepen his voice, and they really don't care. They kind of know what's up, so that also helps. Different topic for a different day, though. The other change is his hair. He, being Italian and Native American descent, he was already a little bit hairier than other people. But his hair texture changed. The hair on his head got thicker, and the hair on his legs, it used to be just like below the knee, and now it is all the way up to his hips. Like, it is all the way up his thighs. Even on like the inner thighs, a lot of times, you won't see that on a lot of people, and it's all over everywhere. He's got a hairy tummy. Around 10 months, we're seeing a little bit of hair on his chest grow. Nothing on his back that I've seen yet. His butt got a little bit fuzzy, you know. It's nothing out of control though, but mostly very hairy tummy, legs. He's actually trimmed down his armpits because they got like out of control. He shaves his face much more often. It used to be like once every couple of months, and now he does it at least once every couple of weeks. And honestly, like, it grows all the way up, like, on his cheeks. So right now he's rocking like a little goatee, a little like baby goatee and mustache. So that he already kind of had a jump start on, and then the texture and the amount changed. So if your partner is, or if you're trans and you're watching this, if you're Irish, if you're a redhead, it might not pop up as quickly as somebody of Italian and an American descent with dark hair did. You know, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You can only do as much as your heritage will allow you. One of the first questions a lot of people ask is, when will, I'm just going to call it downstairs growth, because I don't want to use any terms that make people uncomfortable. So downstairs growth, again, he was already a little bit more endowed. If you guys know how anatomy looks, he already stuck out more. And that just grew more. Between when he started T and the 2-month mark, he said he noticed the most change, and then we've since started, he's pumped a couple times, and that's also helped. But no, he's definitely much bigger than when he started. But again, he was already more well endowed to begin with. So don't expect overnight you wake up and you've got like a 10-inch dick. It's not gonna happen. It's just, you gotta be gentle on your body and let it do what it's gonna do. Okay. Oh, it's a funny story. His mother actually asked the gynecologist when he was 11 if it was normal that he was like that. And the gynecologist was like, yeah, everyone's built differently. So yeah, doctor tested. Everyone's built differently. Okay. It's funny. It depends on when you take your T shot. Chances his in the morning now. He, I think the first time he did it, it was in the afternoon. And he said it felt like a shot of energy. It felt like drinking a cup of coffee. Like, it was like a big energy boost. And that could have totally been endorphins, adrenaline, but it could have been the tea. The first 4 months he had much more energy, and then he noticed if he took it at night, it actually kept him up. So he takes it in the morning now, and you definitely notice his shot day is Thursday. Wednesdays, I love him, but I don't like him sometimes because he's not very nice all the time on Wednesdays. And but he realizes it. He recognizes it. His levels are dipping. It's a tough day for everybody. So, and also he noticed one day he had to go to work and then to a meeting, so he didn't get home till like 10:30 or 11 on a Thursday, and he didn't do a shot in the morning. And he was lightheaded, groggy, out of it, just completely drained. So you definitely notice the changes. I mean, it's a medication, and it's a really viscous substance, like the tea itself. So you have to treat it with care and just take care of your body while you're on it. Because it's a medication. You don't do it lightly. Don't do it because, oh, well, I'm trans and I'm supposed to do this to be trans enough, quote unquote. Only do it if you're ready for all these changes. He told me that the hair in his head got a lot thicker between like 8 months and now. He uses product on it that thickens it up as well, so everything in conjunction with the tea is helping. there is what's known as the dreaded puffy face phase. And basically, like, your face puffs up. That it does. I don't know if it's water. I don't know if it's weight gain in certain spots, but it does go down. I mean, his has already gone down a little bit, and we're at 10 months, so it's kind of going down a little bit. Some guys take full years to go down, but when it does, the more feminine features are gone, and, you know, the jawline's more defined, less cheekbones, all that kind of technically girly stuff has hardened a little bit. And that's what happens after the puffy face goes away. So if you're in the puffy face phase, don't worry. It will go away. You're fine. Alright, so he shaves his face a lot more. When he was at 5 months, his doctor actually switched him from intramuscular injections, which is, like I said, the longer needle, to subcutaneous injections, or sub-Q, or whatever you want to call it. And it's a shorter needle, and it goes into the fat layer. Doctor at the Mozzoni Center, if you're in Philly, Mozzoni Center is fabulous, go to them. He said it was going to hurt less than intramuscular, and we did it for a while, you know, just to kind of go along with it, and chance that it hurt more. I mean, we tried everywhere. We did his belly, like his love handle area. We even did it in his butt to, like, you know, there's a little bit more fat there. You think it might, no, it hurt too much for him. He did not like it. So we went back to intramuscular, and he does his thighs. He switches off. The only problem with that is the Band-Aid pulls off his thigh hair, so be careful about that. Another issue that a lot of people bring up, like, automatically is, oh, they're going to be so much hornier. It depends on the person, 100%. His libido was already a little bit increased, so, like, when we first got together, you know, most people when they first get together are like, oh yeah, sex. That was us, but we both already had high libido, so it was just more. When he started T, the way he described it is he was painfully horny. And it wasn't that he wanted to have sex, he just wanted that feeling to go away. And that was a tough part for me, because it made me feel like, you know, oh, he doesn't want to have sex with me, he just wants to get off. And when he finally explained it to me, it made me feel a little bit better. I mean, I think he said he was jacking off like 3 times a day. And it wasn't because he was just so super horny, it was just, he wanted that feeling to go away. So yeah, it could increase, it could decrease, it could not change. So don't think that tea is going to save your sex life or make it something spectacular if it's not, or, you know, anything like that. Don't put too much pressure on it. I think I mentioned that before. I'll say it again. It's important. Don't do it. Alright. And then I guess now he said it's kind of back to normal after 6 or 7 months. And he still has, like, sporadic, you know, super horny phases. Depends on the mood, how much we work, that kind of stuff. He broadened out physically. He gained about 20 pounds or so in muscle and also in his tummy. So he didn't have a tummy before, and a lot of that weight has moved from, like, his hips area to his tummy, which is where men carry most of their fat, which is normal. Your fat redistributes rather. That's normal. You know, you're gonna gain weight, so just kind of keep on top of it. If that's something that you're worried about, work out, watch what you eat. It doesn't have to be too much, but just if that's something you're concerned with, don't let it scare you. He said, I asked him about emotionally, and there's things that I've noticed. It takes a lot for him to cry. And he has little to no empathy for people, which is tough sometimes. And he also said he has less patience, which I've noticed. He has less patience for people that he perceives of not listening to him, that he perceives as being disrespectful. It's much more of a knee-jerk reaction. It's much quicker to get upset. It's much quicker to go from 0 to 10 than it used to be. And it's frustrating. But like he said, he had to relearn how to handle his emotions, because they're totally different. So something to watch out for. Don't let it get away from you. You can go ahead and watch our videos on shit that ain't cool, shit that won't fly. I talk about how it's not okay to be a douche just because you're on T, and I make sure that he knows that. I do accept the fact that it's changed the way he relates to his emotions, but it's not an excuse to treat someone poorly. So I guess keep that in mind. I am actually pretty... Oh, no! I've talked about this already, like pre-existing conditions. He already had a shorter temper. He already had some anger issues when he was younger, so that just kind of got exacerbated. But again, you have to learn how to control it, because being on T, it also might give you a little bit more clarity, because you're not dealing with as much dysphoria as before, and you can look and realize, okay, why am I so pissed right now? And you can rein it in and handle it. So I hope our little update, our little check-in helped. Maybe on the next one I'll have, the man, the myth, the legend with me, and he can answer questions directly. Hope I did an okay job, and I will see you all next week for week 51 for a walk down memory lane. Alright guys, bye.